were just talking a little while ago about you go through this long season, then all of a sudden, it's over.
Yeah, it's a shock to the system for sure. I really thought we could have went all the way with this team because we're so talented. But the ball just didn't fall our way. They were the better team yesterday, and we're gonna learn from it. We're gonna get better, and things are gonna be on the rise.
What are some of the things you learned from yesterday that will help you in the future?
Just staying focused. Staying focused and doing anything it takes to win in the playoffs. Been in a lot of playoff games now. I think 4. I want to say. You just got to stay focused, man. And maybe we lost focus or can't call it. But we're gonna get better from it.
It's almost like you're anxious already.
I am anxious. I hate losing. I hate losing more than winning. And especially a playoff game. I'm the type of guy like when I'm in the playoffs, I want to win. I'm there to win. I don't care about making it to the playoffs. I'm there to win. I'm there to get a ring. And still don't have a ring. And one day I'm gonna get one.
And there is still this sense of giving back to the community because the community needs this team, this help that you can give and provide them for what they're going through now.
Yes, man, my prayers are out for the city of Los Angeles. This wonderful city has welcomed me with open arms. Coming from injury, a major injury, and it's just everyone shows so much love to me here. And I love the city. I love the fan base here, and hopefully I'm here forever.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm here forever, and I'm definitely gonna do whatever I can to help the city, recover from this and do whatever I can, get out there and help the city of LA.
JK, speaking of that, do you want to return with this team in 2025?
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I love it here. I love it here. Boat fam has welcomed me with open arms. They love me. Even when people counted me out. So I would love to be here. And only God can say what happens in the future. But I would love to be here.
How would you evaluate your 2024 season and bounce back? You missed 4 games, but other than that, over 900 rushing yards, all the touchdowns that you scored. Just how would you assess your season?
It was a decent season. Wanted to get 1,000 rushing yards. I think I got 1,000 total scrimmage yards in 13 games. So can be proud of that. But me, I'm always trying to be better. And I'm not satisfied. I'm going to come back. Now I get a whole offseason to train and elevate my talents. And it's going to be a special year for me next year.
Obviously, it's one thing to go to OTAs, mini camp, all that. At what point during the season did you realize, okay, we got something here?
I knew it. I knew it in training camp, to be honest. Like, I know you say you leave that out, but I knew it in training camp because the talent, the culture we were building, guys were buying in, so I knew we were going to be a great team. And, my first year here, it's been nothing short of a special year, but I wish we could have won yesterday. We're gonna get better, and hopefully I'm here next year to help this organization keep rolling, keep rising,
What was your first impressions of Coach Harbaugh's message? I mean, you played for a Harbaugh before, but what was your first impression of Jim's just messaging and how he came across?
Yeah, I loved it. I love Coach Jim Harbaugh. He's been great. He's a blessing for sure. He's different. He's him. And it's been an amazing year with him. Being by his side, helping him win games and turning this thing around.
You're a professional, but you're also human, right? You go through a week like last week where practice schedule, routine, everything is disrupted. What's that experience like?
Yeah, it was definitely different, because I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston, so it was crazy to see the fires and all that stuff, because I've never seen anything like that. And then this is like one of the worst ones ever in the history of the world, So it's been crazy, but I'm praying really hard, and because this community, like I say, they've taken me in with open arms here, Fresh off an injury, the Bowl fam, the LA community has welcomed me, so I'm gonna try to do my best to help wherever I can and do whatever I can to help this community, this city, because it's crazy what's going on right now.
Yeah, I think you look back and obviously we're disappointed with the result. I've always been a guy, I try to see the positive in things and what a difference a year can make, as far as just the steps we took as a team, the direction that we know this is heading. It's all going in a really good direction, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it. We know what we have to fix. This is a place that's committed to solutions, and we're committed to the work. So, yeah, just gotta, obviously we'll learn from it. Disappointed, but, life goes on, and we're gonna be back.
Rashawn, do you feel like you guys took a big step in the right direction moving forward, like the potential of this group?
Yeah, I do. I think you line up this season and last season is night and day. It's a huge step forward. And again, I'm not satisfied at all, but I like the progress. And I know we're all bought into that too. So just got to stay hungry, and we'll be back stronger.
4 years in now, they obviously exercised your fifth-year option last May. Would you like to get something long-term done as far as an extension this offseason?
Yeah, that'd be great. I've always just been focused on the ball and, kind of let the thing happen how it happens. But love playing here, and that'd be great.
Have you had any conversations about an extension at this point?
No.
Rashawn, just how do you feel like the offensive line kind of grew this season together?
I think we took some steps. It was obviously a process, I think, early on. First couple weeks, sloppy, but I do feel that we took strides throughout the year and dealt with a lot of adversity. There's a lot of moving parts. Guys, me and Joe went out early. People have to rotate around positions, and I'm very proud of the group. We did get better every single week, and yeah, it was a good group to be a part of. Love these guys. Love Coach Devlin, Nate Hardwick, Phil, all these guys. It's been a pleasure.
There's been a lot of criticism of Justin in the last few hours. Just what's your thought process about that?
I mean, obviously, people are going to always be looking to point fingers. Justin is the best team I've ever had. He's the best football player I've ever been around. We know who he is. We didn't put Justin in a great situation yesterday from an O-line standpoint. We didn't protect well enough. Obviously, things happen the way they happen, but that man is an absolute dog. I wouldn't want to play for anybody else. And, the best thing about Justin is he honestly doesn't care, whatever people are saying about him, because he's his own worst critic, and he's going to show up back to work and just keep getting better like he always does.
What does Bradley mean to you guys as an O-line group this
Close.
year?
Yeah, I mean, just a freaking rock for us as far as center. That's the guy that makes all the calls and gets everyone on the same page. He's been just steady all year, fighting his butt off, playing through things, and just an absolute rock for us. Amazing person, amazing teammate, and it's been an absolute pleasure playing with him.
He's a free agent. How much value would there be in having him here, whether he's starting or not?
Yeah, tremendous value. Like I said, he's been an absolute rock for us. We want him back, and hopefully they make that happen. But he's just been steady as they come, and it's been huge. He's been huge for us.
What did you make of Joe's first year at right tackle?
Very impressive. I'm very proud of him. Not a surprise at all. Sky's the limit for Joe. He's going to keep getting better. He's his own worst critic too. He's just one of those guys, and he's just going to keep getting better.
How impressed were you that you ended up not playing in the Raider game and they were able to switch him over to left and the performance he was able to have?
Yeah, that's incredible. didn't bat an eye either. And that's who he is. He's the ultimate competitor, and yeah, doesn't surprise me at all.
How do you kind of feel the finality of it, with everything over so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, obviously not the way you would have liked it to end, but it's over. But there's a new beginning now, and it's the next season. How we all come together, go home, prepare wherever you're going to be, prepare, get yourself ready to come back as a unit, as a group, in OTAs, and then as we proceed into the camp and everything. So just really how we start this next season now. That's day one of the next season. Is how we do that.
How much improvement do you think you can make from year 1 to year 2? Now that you have a full off season, you don't have to do the draft process and all the stuff that comes with it, and you can really hone in.
For me, I'm not going to put a quantified number on it. For me, it's just really just taking it one day at a time and really being able to kind of go back now and learn from what I've seen this season. I saw a lot of different opponents, a lot of different ways, styles, and how now can I improve both my mental and my physical body by just getting back in the weight room, getting back on the field, doing sets and stuff like that, but also the mental side of things and kind of reliving the games and how I saw it mentally and how I can improve going forward.
I'm not sure if you've heard sound bites or watched clips of Coach Harbaugh prior to getting here, but if so, what's it like kind of seeing and hearing those things and actually being in the meeting and sort of seeing and hearing some of those same things?
I mean, yeah, Coach Harbaugh, I love him. I think he is really he engages you as a player and as a person in his meetings, and I think you really tune in and you listen. And I think he's got really great advice and everything he does. He's a great coach, but then also just great personal advice and great advice of being a man and as being a son. And some guys are husbands and fathers and stuff like that. So that's also very important.
What's your biggest takeaway from your first professional season?
Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway is just it's a good question. I think it's how much I've seen this year and how much what I've experienced is I think that's the best way to put it. What I've experienced, I've taken a lot in. I've seen a lot of different opponents. My first season, I was ups and downs of the games and everything, and being able to kind of feel that out is kind of what I'll take away from the biggest takeaway.
Coach did that. Not go ahead.
What did it mean to have some of these veterans on the offensive line with you, like Rashawn and Bradley? What did you learn from them?
Oh, they were. I mean, Rashawn for one, obviously being able to communicate with a guy and talk to a guy every single day who plays at such a high level. In my opinion, the best left tackle in the country. So being able to talk with him and pick his brain and what he did as a rookie and now he's doing down his career and how he's gone through things has been huge for me. And then Bo's just that rock in the center. His communication, his positive attitude every single day, his play, he really makes you want. He really just is the center of our offensive line and brings everyone together as a unit. And I give him a lot of credit for how close we were as an offensive line because of him.
I don't know if surprise is the right word, but is there something about playing in the NFL that maybe you weren't expecting or something that kind of caught you off guard?
It's a good question. I mean, I think, at the end of the day, it's a football game, but you're always going to be surprised with that talent. It's a step up in talent. Guys are better, faster, bigger, stronger. So, that's kind of the sad or the easy answer. Like, hey, guys are better, which is true, but you really don't know it until you step into it. And I think that's always going to be a surprise, no matter who you are. You can be at the top of your game in college, but that step, it's a step to the next level. So I think that's always going to be a surprise.
Did you watch the tape from yesterday yet?
Yeah, I did.
What were your takeaways?
Obviously, as a whole, as an offense, not the way we wanted to go out. But personally, as I look back to myself, always things to improve in the run of the pass, and I take those things along with all my notes from other games, and those are things that I'm really going to hone in on, as I go into this offseason and making sure I try to minimize those things by going back to work, taking a day at a time, and just improving those things so you don't have this feeling in your mouth anymore.
So, what is your process going to be like? Are you going to rewatch all your reps from every game?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the process for you in terms of going through all that and re-experiencing it?
I think being able to go back and look at the whole season. It's not going to be, hey, I'm going to watch all 18 games tonight. It's going to be a process where you go back through it. And I think the biggest thing for me is being able to tie. What was I thinking mentally, or where was I at going into that game, and how did I perform, or what was my plan going into that game, and how did I do? And if I didn't do well, then hey, was my plan off, or did I not respond well to who I was going against? Or if it did go well, okay, how can I replicate this and make this happen every single week?
Joe, how much you feel like the foundation is built here for the future?
Yeah, no, there is a foundation built here for sure. I think, with a leader like Justin on the offense and the guys, the vets on this team who have experienced, played, and just know it. And I think the foundation is what starts with the group we have in here. I've never thought I'd be so close with a group of guys, coming as a rookie, and I am so close with every single guy. And I think that's what the foundation is, and I think that's why this team, the sky's the limit.
How much did that early run facing Cosby, Watt, and Jones, and then you faced Garrett earlier in the season, kind of show, against the elite pass rushers, where you need to improve or just how you were able to hold your own?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely taught me a lot, and you be able to go into those games you put into, against the best in the league, and it really teaches you where are you doing well, what are you doing well, what aren't you doing well, and then you're able to really go back into practice those following weeks and improve on those things. And now, as the whole season comes to a close, you can really go back to, all right, which guys did I do well against, and why was that, or who did I not do well against, and why was that, and really, take those steps to improve.
Yesterday's game, 197, how did it feel to have a performance like that? I know obviously the loss, but to end the season that way.
I mean, it was good. To go out and, make plays for my team. But at the end of the day, I mean, we didn't get the end goal finished. Obviously, goal every year, win the last game of the season in the postseason, but didn't get that done. But, I feel like we're out there. We're going to come back next year, stronger than ever, have a, good offseason, continue to build on this season, and just continue to grow. But overall, we did a lot of great things. We just didn't get the job done when we needed to there at the end.
How would you evaluate your rookie season?
I feel like I did some good things, and I was proud of that, and proud of the team and our growth that we made from the first game to the last game. But there was, you go back and watch some games, there's so much more out there. Just speaking for myself, I know I left a lot out there. Especially early in the season, and just you can find those one or two plays every single game. If I would have done this, if I would have done that. So, I feel like I did good things, and but obviously, when I come back next year, build on that and continue to grow.
Vlad, how do you feel like you and Justin's relationship grew throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean that guy's a stud. He put the team on our back. He put the team on his back the whole dang year, and when he needed step and make plays, he did it. So I couldn't be more thankful for him, and his attitude, his approach to the game all year. So I came into a great situation, with a great quarterback. So I was just lucky to be able to play with him, and I feel like we're only going to continue to get better and better as the years go on.
Was there a touchdown or a throw that he threw to you that you'll always remember, like a play where you're like, oh wow, like the Kansas City one in week 4, or is there anything like that you can think of?
First one that comes to my mind was in training camp. I ran just it's like a little short post. He just threaded the needle and just hit me straight in stride. I was like, okay, that was nice. But went back and watched the film in practice, and just literally how close it was, grazing 3 guys' fingers, and then just put it on the money. So I saw it when we first ran routes on air with him. I was like, all right, this guy's different.
I think something Jim was talking about was even best quarterbacks, best receivers, they need time to kind of gel together.
Yeah.
What's that process been like for you? Are there certain things about Justin and the way he throws that you've had to get used to and kind of learn throughout the season?
I mean, I think anytime you play with a new quarterback, it doesn't matter who it is. No quarterback throws exactly the same. Everyone has a little different motion. It comes out of their hand a little bit different. But it just takes time, and I feel like we developed that that chemistry. We put the time in with OTAs, off season. Not even in practice, but just getting extra reps and stuff like that. So it was good. I mean, I don't think it was anything crazy. He throws a really good ball, and it usually hits you right in the hands. So I was just had to build that chemistry and build that trust with him, and let him know I'm gonna be in the right spot, and just build that trust with him.
I know it came in a loss, but just having a rookie single-game playoff receiving record for the NFL, what does that mean?
I mean, like I said, it's a cool moment, and definitely grateful for it. But at the end of the day, I would much rather if you could take that away and say, we got another week with the guys, I'd do that in a heartbeat. So much rather be playing right now, on to the next week in the playoffs. But I mean, cool moment, but I'd trade that for a win any single day.
It hurts. We just got done with the defensive meeting, and one of the things that they said at the defensive meeting, Coach Jesse mentioned, was in the NFL, you don't really get a good ending unless it's the Super Bowl. Everything is pretty abrupt, and it just ends. It's on a stump. So like you said, it just ends like that. It's not how you want it to go. Obviously, the first thought is, what could have you done more? What if I could have done more? What if the team could have done more? And we just trying to look past this and hurry up and get back to the next season. That's the worst thing about it, is that we have to wait.
It makes for a very long off season.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a long off season, just because like the way it ended. Right now, it's just about getting healthy. For me, for this team, we don't know who's going to be here. Just a blessing to have been able to play with the guys that we do have right now, and it's just the anticipation right now just to see who we're going to have on this team. And I think that's like a big thing for everybody, because I mean, obviously things have to change, but it's not necessarily what you want as a player. I love my guys; these are my brothers, and I would love if everyone came back.
So you look for change in personnel?
I mean, it's what comes with the NFL. We don't know what that means. I don't anticipate anybody specifically because it's not my job. But like I said, I would hope everybody returns. It's something that Jim Harbaugh preaches as well. He says in the team meetings that he would want everybody to come back. If that's a possibility, then I hope it happens.
Daiyan, you mentioned getting healthy. You saw your pros. Can you explain what kind of went on this year?
Yeah, so for me specifically, I had torn my labrum when I dislocated it. That was week 4, I believe, against the Kansas City Chiefs. It was just luckily I went into the bye week and was able to rehab and get it somewhat stable. So I've been dealing with that, it giving me my bumps and bruises every now and then, but now it's time to completely heal up, and I'm anticipating getting the surgery. Right now it doesn't have to happen, but it's more than likely, so I'm going to head into that.
Given all that, how do you kind of assess how you played?
I think just after that week, I really didn't know how my body would fare. First time dislocating the shoulder, first time tearing any type of ligament of that magnitude. But to be able to add on 100 tackles on top of that, I think that I was able to, play and sustain it the way I would, hope for.
What was the experience like this past week trying to get ready for a playoff game, but practice everything a little bit out of sorts, with the Fires?
Yeah, we dealt with the new schedule. If you aren't even getting into that, it's no excuse. And just another shout out and respect to the firefighters and first responders that are, taking action right now with all these fires and how it's going right now. So just appreciation to them for what they are doing, and everyone who's on the outside looking in and then trying to help. I appreciate that. But like back to the football aspect of it, yeah, it did affect the way we practiced. We had to practice mask on because there was literally ash coming out the sky. We changed the tempo. We changed the routine where, offense was on at one point, defense couldn't be outside. And so obviously that does affect how the routine is, but it didn't affect how we played. So, it's no blame to that. Everybody deals with something, so it's no excuses. At the end of the day, it happened.
What does this season personally mean to you, your first time as a starter in this league?
For me, it meant a lot. It's something that I really anticipated since the beginning of the offseason. To be quite honest with you, since the last week 10 of last season, I was kind of anticipating this season. I was ready right then and there, like knowing that I wanted more for myself. I wanted to be, more a part of the team as far as on the field and being able to participate and make a statement. And so for this season, for me to be able to do that is just appreciation to my coaches, to the players, everyone who believed in me, and I'm just hopefully I made them proud.
Didn't end the way you wanted, but how would you describe just the success that you all had, this season and being able to make the playoffs, to bounce back the first year under coach?
It's tough because you don't ever. I personally don't like to celebrate, shortcomings. I don't like to say, well, we lost, but look. But in a situation like this, you really have to. You have to see the bright spots because this is a year 1 under Jim Harbaugh. This is a new era. And for us to be, a quote-unquote 7-win team, some people said we didn't get 7 wins or 8 wins, but us to go 11 and get to the playoffs, the first round, and actually have a shot to go farther, you have to look at that and know that there's going to be better coming in the future. And not just, like I said, I don't like to celebrate the shortcomings, but when in this situation, you really do have to look ahead and be like, there is a future.
What's the vibe of this team today? How is it different than it was last year at locker cleanout?
Obviously with a loss like that kind of kind of the same, but at the same time, kind of just reflecting on the good that we did this year. Staying positive and stuff like that.
What kind of confidence did you develop this year with some of the high moments that you had, and some of the development and growth that you had?
A lot for sure. And I'm just kind of in a place now where I'm just trying to maintain that and keep moving forward. That keep going higher and higher with myself as a person, with myself as a football player, just all around athlete and stuff. Just working on maintaining that and keeping that for sure.
What have you learned about what you need to do to maintain that confidence?
Yeah.
Like, are there? I know a lot of guys tend to like look back at maybe some of the bad plays, but do you make it a point to be intentional about? I'm gonna make sure to remind myself that I did a lot of good this year too.
100%, because I mean, especially in this profession, it's easy to get caught up in the bad stuff, or especially you go on social media and stuff like that. You always remind about stuff like that anyway. So it's easy to go in that place of man, I should have did this, but the reality of it is you can't go back and redo it. So sometimes you got to turn on your highlight tape, but turn on some good plays you did, and kind of just remind yourself like, yeah, I'm capable of doing what I said I can do. Obviously I wasn't brought here for no reason. So just keeping positive thoughts on my mind for sure.
And then there's the reality of life, like what we're just going through and what we are going through. And you have so many people out there who admire what you do, but they're losing even more, like their homes and lives.
Yeah, for sure. And prayers and thoughts go out to everybody out here. For sure, that's always. I mean, that's obviously something. Very, very tragic. So there's not a whole lot that we can do, but just lift them up in prayer. Sure.
Because we all know that this team gives back to the community, and now is one of those times.
100%, and I feel like especially at a time right now where we have more free time, that'll be the main point of emphasis for that, for sure.
With this offseason, I mean this past season, and a number of skilled players and new players on the offense, overall, how do you think you guys did?
I feel like we made a turnaround from last year. Kind of starting individually with myself, and then I feel like as a receiver group, as an offense. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot more that we need to work towards, for sure.
So many people talk about Coach Harbaugh and the change that he brought in. What does that look like?
It looks like a bunch of positive energy being kind of just overflowed to us since day one. I remember as soon as he got the job, he called me the next day and was just speaking life into me, speaking positive energy to me, and I feel like it's his first time coming in for team meeting. It was that, and it was always that consistency of him telling us that we're enough to be here, we're enough for the team, and I mean, if you hear that enough, you start to believe it and stuff like that, and obviously we had 11 wins this season and stuff like that, so I think that's the result of that.
Why does his messaging work?
Because I feel like the way he says it and like the stuff that he actually does to show that we actually believe it. I mean, like you can say anything you want to when you first meet a person. I mean, like you don't know that person, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna just listen to it. Like I don't really believe it, but like let's see where it takes us. But I mean it was just very authentic from day one, and like I said, it was just very consistent from day one to even today. In the closing meetings, just still speaking positivity to us, kind of just reflecting on the season and going towards next season.
It's one thing to go through OTAs and mini camp and all that, but at what point in the season did you realize, you know what, this is different?
So honestly, game too. We played the Panthers, and it was just after that it was we were 2-0, and just the joy and excitement of the team. You actually just felt that energy, just going throughout the locker room.
You were part of dramatic one-year turnarounds at TCU, and now here. Is there a commonality to both of them?
I guess you could say so, because they both happened when we got a new coach and stuff like that, and it's not a knock on any coach, but it just happened to work out like that. But honestly, just the team, coming together, working hard towards one common goal. So.
What has been asked already, but just your second year, you come in, have big performances, find the end zone. A lot just kind of how would you assess just your second year?
I feel like I made positive strides from my first year to my second year, but obviously still have a lot to work on. So I'm gonna go into this offseason working on those things, but obviously still keeping myself up, like I said earlier, with the positive things I did do. So at this point, I'm very happy with what I did, but not satisfied.
How good will it be, too, that you won't have a new offense to learn this offseason? Knock on wood, and assuming Greg will be back.
That's amazing. True, that's good, because I mean, like, true, as everybody know, that's not an easy thing to do. Just come in and learn 1,000 pages of new work. But just still have a coach around, still having those same plays. I feel like it's going to be that much easier for us, coming into camp and then going through next season.
What sticks out about that very first meeting, first team meeting with Coach Harbaugh?
Just his energy. He'll pull out movie quotes or poems and just speaking it to us, and he's just very passionate. When he talks, and he'll crack some jokes. He'll just keep everybody just kind of like in tune to what he's saying. So we like him a lot for sure.
How do you deal with the finality of it?
Oh man, I don't know. There's no really deal about it. It just kind of hits you hard, you don't really realize it until it's actually over. Like when you're doing the exit meeting process now.
Do you feel like you proved to yourself or the level you could play at this season?
I don't know. It was never really about proving myself. You feel me? I always knew what I could do, but hopefully, like based off this year, I kind of like reestablish myself and just show people what I can do, what I'm about.
And you feel like you want to be here moving forward? You feel like you want to be here moving forward?
I would love that. I mean, I like it out here. You feel me? It's great. I like the coaches, the coaching staff, everybody on the team. But we'll see where the chips fall.
Is there any way you can put into words the feelings that you and your teammates have? It's just an empty feeling that you have right now?
That's kind of how I would say it's kind of empty. You feel me? Like everybody had, we had different like not dreams, but like bigger goals. You feel me? We wanted to, at least make it past the wild card at least. But I guess like you feel me, that just wasn't the case. But yeah, I'd probably say that like everybody feel kind of empty right now. But the only thing we could do is go back to the drawing board and just regroup.
What do you think you're going to prioritize here in the off season? Just considering the season that you had, and what kind of interest you're going to get from around the league.
I don't know, to be honest. You feel me? I just know. You feel me? I did my part, and God will handle the rest. So I'm gonna just focus on my training this off season, and everything will take care of itself.
You're professional, but you're also human. How do you express just kind of what this last week was been in terms of your preparation and getting ready for the game with everything that was going on here in the season?
I mean, being in the playoffs, a lot of people may feel like, it is a bigger game. Like, you feel me? More at stake. Your season's on the line, but I just try to look at it as like a normal game. You feel me? Not make it bigger than what it is. You feel me? It's just football at the end of the day.
What was Jim's message to you guys today?
Just hopefully we try to do it again next year. That's about it, honestly. And then just hoping to get certain guys back and stuff like that. But other than that, he just he just said how he was proud of us and what we accomplished this season. Just kind of reestablish the Chargers in a way.
How much is this being the first year under Jim and it being a good start to a new era kind of contribute to your desire to possibly come back?
I think he's a great coach. You feel me? I love playing for him. And like I said, hopefully that's the case coming this offseason. But we'll see. You never know.
You were one of those guys who came in during training camp, and he added a lot of pieces as the season went along. What allowed everybody to mesh and gel so quickly? We around each other every day. You feel me? You kind of got no choice but to come together and just build the camaraderie and stuff like that, and just really build good connection and stuff like that. And it's very important for everybody to be on the same page, and that's what how most successful teams are basically.
With the fires last week, how did that impact preparation?
Oh man, it kind of switched up practice a little bit, but like, you know, I feel like we still able to get good work in and stuff like that. But like I said, I guess it just wasn't enough yesterday.
Is it harder to focus when things are kind of out of sorts like they were last week?
Hell yeah. I mean, like, especially like with something like that going on, like, you know, you got people losing their houses, you feel me, whole blocks, like being burnt down. Like, I've seen all the pictures and stuff. I'm just like, it's just real sad, you feel me? I like, cause like you feel me, you want to do something, but like, you really don't know what to do, but like, just try to like help, like donate and stuff like that. That's about it. But
For you now in your second season with the Chargers, like what did this season mean to you personally to kind of build on that rookie season you had?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it was a good, it was good compared to my first year. You know, I mean, my first year here, I don't know, I think we won like 4 or 5 games, and man, it felt good to win 11. You know, and it felt good to make the playoffs. Don't feel good to lose, but man, we made some good memories here, and that's in the past now. I gotta move on. You know, it's hard to move on, but gotta move on.
Taking that forward step to now 11 wins, how does that kind of motivate you for the future of this franchise and for you?
Yeah, it motivates me a lot. I know I'm excited. Obviously, things are gonna change, and I just want to see what happens. You know, yeah.
Are you hoping that Khalil and Joey are back next season?
Yeah, if there's a chance. I'd love to have them back. You know, I can't imagine not having them. You know, it's kind of, it's tough. Tough thinking about it.
With Khalil specifically, what has he meant to you?
I mean, he's been my OG. You know, he's paved the way. He's welcomed me into the league. He's showed me the roots and showed me the way to go and how to go about certain things. And man, I appreciate him. You know, him and Joey, man. Joey, but both of them do the same thing, and especially Bud this year too. You know, all those guys.
Possibility that Khalil and Joey wouldn't be around next year. How weird would it be without those guys?
Yeah, like I just said, I can't imagine that. You know, I've been blessed to have them for 2 years now, and just hard to think about not having them.
You're from here. How do you describe the last week?
The last week, it's been sad. You know, the fires. You know, hopefully everybody is doing better. I'm not really on social media, so I don't really see anything that's happening. I don't watch the news either. But man, I hope everybody's doing good. I know my old teammate Miller Moss. That's kind of where the area he was staying in, and I think his home got burned down. And I hope his family's doing good, and I just hope everybody's doing better. You know, it's a tough time for LA. Yeah.
If it's a situation where, you know, Joey and Khalil aren't back, maybe Bud's not even back, like how prepared do you feel like you are to, you know, move into that like top edge rusher spot, into that full-time, you know, starting role?
I mean, I feel like I'm ready. You know, whatever needs to be done, I'm gonna do it. I think I've showed that, and whatever the coach needs me to do, I'll do it.
How do you feel like this new coaching staff has helped you kind of take a step forward in your career?
Yeah, I think just being under this defense, I've learned a lot. I'm starting to really. I'm in the system, and I know the system, but I feel like I can take another step into learning the system and understanding other people's jobs also, just to make it easier for me to be out there. And it's exciting, man. We're a good defense this year. You know, we went out yesterday, but man, I'm happy with where our defense is going.
What's it like playing for Coach Harbaugh?
It's a blessing, you know. I think, like I said, early on in the season, like we all know what he's done and we all know what he can do for us. And man, he got us to the playoffs. You know, the team got us to the playoffs, and we just fell short.
Do you have a favorite story of his?
The one I always say with him in the ice tub, fully clothed and with his whistle on still. I think that's probably like the funniest story that I can remember right now.
Were you a little bit surprised, especially with being the 25th, 27th, 28th ranked defense the last few years, to jump up and be one of the top defenses this year? Were you guys even taken aback by it a little bit?
No, we weren't surprised. We knew the talent we had, and we knew the work we put in. So at the end of the day, when that stuff comes out, that's not what we were chasing. We were chasing trying to win the big one. But at the end of the day, we knew what we had in the room. We knew guys we had, so we weren't surprised at all.
Are you hoping to be back next year?
I would love to. It's out of my hands though, and that's decisions made well above my head. And but I would love it. I love the team. I love the fans. I love the area. So we'll just see how things go.
Well, you're a professional, but you're also a human, right? Well, how do you describe the experience last week? Just with routine, everything just being disjointed the way that it was, and the result of the Flyers.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think as a human, you're devastated by what happened and what's still going on. And at the end of the day, it's the community that we all live in. We're a part of, and we're proud to be a part of it. You're just, you're sick and devastated for everything that's happened, and all the people that lost their homes, and people who lost their lives, and just what's happened to the area. So, but you're also, really proud of the community. The first responders, the firefighters, the community that's came together to really try to, make the situation better. And so it was, definitely a little different, but in the grand scheme of things, like all it did for us was change practice, and a lot of people's lives got changed by what happened last week. So you just really pray for them, and hope we can build things, get things back to what they were.
What's your favorite Jim Harbaugh moment?
I don't know. I mean, he's got a lot. It's just hard. I think just overall, just his energy every day is probably my favorite thing. I kept telling everyone who asked me, I don't think he ever had a bad day. Even after a tough loss or something, come in and energy's good, smiling, and makes it easy to be here. So I don't know if it's a favorite moment, but I think it's just a favorite thing about him.
A couple of injuries struck, obviously, but just
I mean, I think we performed well as a corner group. I mean, it was a lot of moving parts just in the back end overall, but the standard never changed. Nobody wavered, and guys, gave it their all every week. Just trying to, make sure, like I said, we held up to the standard of what we set in OTAs.
Oh, excuse me. Just as far as heading into free agency here, where's your mind at? What's going to be your priority as you head into free agency?
I mean, I haven't really put too much thought into it, I'm just glad, I pretty much showed that, I could play a full season, in this league. It's the most games I played, even battling through some things. So I think I just wanted to, just put that out there, that I will be available, for the team, whoever that may be. I'm just gonna put my best foot forward, whoever that may be.
Would you be open to resigning here?
Definitely. I love the culture, that coach has set, and built. He made football fun again, for a lot of guys around here, that got the opportunity, to sign here. So, it was definitely, a fun year, for a lot of guys. So I'll definitely, say a lot of guys would definitely, probably want to come back.
When you say that made football fun again, and sort of talking about some of the veterans that had been cast aside by other organizations, whether it's sort of you or Poona, even Elijah, or is it deeper than that as far as allowing guys to have fun again?
Kind of like both, I'd say. I mean, I can't really speak for everybody else's situation.
For you personally.
Yeah. Speaking on just my situation, I definitely made it fun. And they made it fun just to be around. In the locker room, just being a football, player, they allow guys to be football players, they allow guys, to play with their, swag, their confidence, and like they never questioned it or, they wanted guys to be somebody else, they let guys be themselves. So, that's all you really want, as a football player, you don't want to be a robot, for nobody, so that's what I'll say.
How would you evaluate the season overall?
Ups and downs, obviously some plays I would like to have back, but I mean, like I said, it's a league where, guys get paid as well, to make plays. They get paid to make plays, and, we get paid to make plays. But, I mean, like I said, I know I put on film, that I could play in this league. And I know I put that on film, and, the main thing was just, being there, staying healthy. I wanted to show that I can stay healthy, that I wasn't injury prone or nothing like that, that, I'm going to try my hardest, and do whatever I can, to be out there every week. And I feel like I showed that.
Did the hamstring injury you had in the middle of the season, did that affect your play at all over the second half, do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't say it affected my play, but like, you know, when you're dealing with those type of injuries, it's like definitely a mental hurdle, you know, to get over. And it's not like you can like practice is one thing, but games is like you can't really replicate that throughout the week, you know. So it's like it just takes time, you know. Everybody differently, you know, and I mean, dealing with that, you know, obviously other things, you know, you're dealing with as well, you know. Things show up, you know, when you know, go out there, you play through certain things, you know, other parts of your body start, you know, oh my bad, compensating, you know, for others. So it's like, just, yeah, it's just a mental hurdle that you got to get over.
But you were battling it sort of throughout the second half, the hamstring, or was there a certain point where it was like fully healed?
Oh, yeah. No, I was dealing with other things. Like, once I came back from the hammy, I mean, I pretty much was good. Like, I never had that setback from that. Just other stuff, you know, dealing with.
You mentioned those moving pieces in the secondary. How do you feel like that made you a better player, just personally, trying to handle some of those different like situations?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows he made me a better player because like it's a team game, you know, and you know it makes you open up more, you know, for the guy next to you, you know, just helping that player, you know, who just came in, you know, that Monday or Tuesday, you know, communicating better, you know, being a better leader, you know, for the younger guys, you know, taking that next step just as a person and as a player, you know. I think that that's what it allowed me, you know, to open up and be, grow at. I mean, I'm saying, it was definitely, you know, a learning experience for sure.
What are some of your initial thoughts after yesterday and been a couple hours?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Just digesting everything coming in. You know, we had opportunity to make more plays than we actually did. Playoff game, man, it doesn't really matter about the record. You know, everyone comes out with a different mentality on those type of games. And we just didn't really get the job done. You know, we wish we could have had plays back. Wish we could have got more plays. It's one of those situations where, you know, we just really had to play very sound, detailed ball.
What was Jim's message this morning when you guys met with him?
No, just be ready, be optimistic for next year. A lot of whoever coming back next year, guys, will be back in the locker room. Make sure there's, you know, you have the same mindset that obviously to continue to make the program go in the right direction. We feel like we took a right step this year, getting right back on track. But, you know, instead of making it to the playoffs, you want to win those playoff games and continue to have moments where, you know, striving to get to the big game.
Just how difficult is it to just kind of deal with, like, the abruptness of it all, right? Like, you're playing your game.
It feel like you got a girl broke up with you. You know, it would feel like you got heart broke. Your girl left you. Then she sent you a text message instead of coming and tell you in person. So it hurt, man. And, you know, it just one of those moments where you just gotta, you know, wake up and try to get over it. It ain't coming back. Nothing you can do to make it come back. This team will never be the same again. You know, the locker room will never be the same again. So that just goes to show that when you're in those moments, like from training camp to the end of the season, just stay in the moment, live in the moment. Never take anything for granted, because these moments like this are when you really look back and be like, damn, that practice I was complaining about, I could have got through it. You know, that meeting I was complaining about, you know, it wasn't that bad. Obviously, we got exactly where we wanted to be in the playoffs, but we didn't get to that next step. And so just don't take anything for granted. You know, it can be your last game, and you know, everything will not be the same. This football and everything not going to be the same next year. So.
But have you thought about wanting to come back here at all, or?
I mean, I just really just leave it up to them. At this point in my career, I just wake up and go with the flow, and it is what it is. So I'm excited to be with the Chargers. I'm excited if I'm ready for everything in the world. So it don't really matter. Everyone's excited to be a Charger. Love the organization. The coaching staff is great. Had a great time while we was here, and I'll just continue whatever's in store for me, just in store for me.
Just the way your season kind of went, how did you kind of feel you performed? You got to step up a couple times just due to injuries. Just how did you kind of?
It was smooth. It was smooth. When I got my opportunities, I feel like I played good. You know, obviously, everyone wants more opportunities, but it is what it is. I feel like I made the best of it when I was on the field. So just continue to move forward, continue to progress.
And coming into the year, obviously, there's the edge room. You know, a lot of veterans and Tuli. How did you guys feel like you came together just as the season went along?
Smooth, man. You got guys like Hall of Famer K-Mac in the room with you. You know, Joey's coming back, and he was playing good again as well. Tuli is a young dog who's in there, and then me too. Just adding those four in, man. I wish we could have
dominated way more than we did this year as a unit, collectively, as one. But we did make plays like not on the field together, but I wish we would have been on the field a lot more together, making more plays.
Through what you've been dealing with this season?
I just been dealing with like a shoulder instance, but, kind of like stinger symptoms, and just wanted to make sure, for the long run I'd be good, make sure my health overall was good, I wish I could have been out there with the team. It was killing me not to be out there every day with them guys, but I had to make sure my health was good.
And so what were you told by doctors about what exactly you're dealing with, your long-term prognosis?
It's something I was born with too as well, but it's just I'd rather not say basically. But it's good though. I'm getting better. I've been rehabbing and everything's good.
Is it your left or right shoulder, or is it?
It's kind of like, I want to say more left more than the right, but it's kind of both shoulders.
Okay. And it just flared up throughout the first few weeks of the season?
Yeah, it flared up right before the Broncos game, and the team doctors, they just kind of wanted me to take it slow and make sure everything was good.
And are you concerned at all with moving forward in your career if this will bother you?
No, not as of right now. Just was trying to trust the doctors and make sure, do whatever.
Asante, you're an pending free agent. Do you want to return to the team next year?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to return to the team. I love the Chargers, and it's a great organization and it's headed in the right direction. And I hope I will be able to come back. I love this team, I love this city, and I love everybody around here.
Now, was there a moment, like in practice, was there a collision or something that sort of sparked it?
Yeah, it definitely, it was a collision in practice that sparked it, and I practiced the next day and got some imaging, and it was just in the doctor's eyes just to take it easy and see if it can heal and get better. You know what I'm saying?
And this was ahead of the Broncos.
Yeah.
Now the week one, you were also on the injury report for a shoulder. Was that also related?
It's basically kind of the same thing, but
okay.
I played after those games. I played 4 games after that. So
right. And so you would characterize it as stinger symptoms?
Yeah, it's like I would say stinger shoulder type of
kind of neck
deal. Shoulder type of deal.
Okay.
How tough was it for you not to play this year?
Oh yeah, it was definitely tough. I never, out of my 20 years of playing, I never missed a season like this, more than 2 or 3 games or 4 games. So it was definitely tough, just not being out there with my brothers, especially with the season we had, and them guys, and just the everything that was going on this year. It was hurtful not to be out there with the guys.
Seeing the success that the defense had, especially with this new coaching staff, how much does that kind of encourage you or inspire you to potentially want to return, knowing that this team and this defense is on the right trajectory?
Oh yeah, it was the first year, so it's the first year is a lot of bumps and bruises, but I feel like next year they're going to be top tier. They was already top tier this year. We was already top tier this year, so I feel like next year is going to take another step, and it just keeps taking steps and getting better each and every year. We have a great coaching staff. We have a great staff in general. Just the whole organization. It's an organization thing, and we have a great organization. So we have all the pieces we need here, and I'm just blessed to be in this position right now.
Did you have any surgery, or will you need any surgery for the injury?
Not as of right now. If I would have had, you would have known I had surgery, but I didn't have surgery. So.
Okay, and then you would expect to be ready for the off-season program, whether that's here or elsewhere.
Yeah, I expect to be ready whenever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Asante, at first the season started with you and Kristian, and then all of a sudden Tarheeb and
Love you, bro.
Love you, brother. Tarheeb and Cam were asked to step up. Just what did you think of their rookie seasons, them having to step up?
They had tremendous rookie season, man. They exceeded all the expectations that they had against them. They both was drafted in the 5th round, so they didn't have any expectations basically, and they exceeded all of them. And they are great players, and they're going to be great starters, and they're great players. And I'm just glad that Joe Ortiz drafted them guys. That's a credit to him, and credit to them and the coaching staff for coaching them through the year and just making sure they all good.
What was it like seeing this entire
Thanks, Tom.
secondary, just with the injuries and everything, be able to roll with the punches and kind of play at the level they did?
It was great to see that. In the football season, it's a long season, so people have to step up regardless. It can be any position. So just seeing them guys step up and just do their best and give it their all each and every day and practice and grinding, I commend them guys for that, and I'm proud of them guys for that, and just being able to fulfill their lifelong dream and just keep dominating at the rate that they're doing.
Watching them, did that make you eager to rejoin the defense? I mean, if you're back, rejoin the defense and be a part of what y'all kind of started in year one. I mean, you were part of it obviously, and then you left. But
Oh yeah, for sure. If I could have been out there, I would have been out there. I don't miss games like that. It's not me. So I'm just happy for them guys though. If I can't be out there, I'd rather my teammates do the best they can. We're a team. We grind together. We put in the work together. So, I'm happy for everybody.
Tough, man. I think, the week, everything, finishes so abruptly. A little different for me since I wasn't out there, but obviously I wanted us to go all the way. Just such a special year, though, I think, personally and as a team, too. Coach Harbaugh he's the best, and for him to be able to come in here and turn the program around like the way he's had and has done so in the past too. It's like, I think this is an organization that's only going to get better, So,
do you want to be back here?
Yeah, of course, yeah, man. I mean, I've told the coaches that I want to be back here. It's a unique situation where, I have to take care of my family's future and my own future. But this is a place that I would love to play. This is a place where I kind of revitalized my career. First full year playing safety, and I feel like just throughout the season, I got better and better. So yeah, man, I'm thankful for a lot of things.
do you anticipate being ready for the start of next year, wherever you are?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is like 8 weeks. I broke my fibula. And then I tore my meniscus the Tampa Bay game. So I was kind of battling through it, but both are actually thankfully the meniscus is something that can get, it's like a 2-week, 3-week thing. And then my broken fibula is something where it did completely break, but it's still positioned in a way where I don't need surgery. So I'll be running at like 6 weeks, so like basically a month from now.
So you avoided surgery on both things, meniscus.
I'll get the scope on my knee. The meniscus was pretty brutal. But yeah, right now I'm kind of hobbling around with two bad legs, trying to be a dad to 2 under 2. So shout out to my wife.
So the scope you'll do the scope after the fibula heals, or you'll do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually healed enough, so I'll do the scope in probably a week or two.
Okay.
And then, like, the way, I don't know if you know, scopes are very common. I'm sure you know. My dad had one. Multiple players have it every year. It was just a situation where, like, it was the end of the year when I did my meniscus, so I was going to have to thug it out. Because the scope is, like I said, like, best case scenario, 2 weeks, 3-week recovery time. Well, this happened the third to last game, so I was just gonna play with it. But then my other leg broke, so it was kind of like, okay. But yeah.
You mentioned sort of revitalizing your career here. What did it mean to get an opportunity with a coaching staff that believed in you to be able to play safety, start, and really play well and put good tape out there as you're heading into free agency?
It's something that was huge. It's something that I pray for. It's something that I had a sense of confidence that I knew I was capable of being the player that, having the performance that I had, and I can be so much better. I can be so much better. This is something that, I pride myself on getting better every year. And barring injuries in the past, I've done that. So, I think, the future is very bright for myself. But I'm just blessed to be around, just this year, being around the teammates I had. It's unbelievable, man. This has been the most fun year of playing football since I was a freshman in high school playing with my older brother on varsity. So yeah.
A few guys have said like this was their favorite team that they've ever been on, their most fun. Like, what about it made it that way?
I think it's just starts from top down. A lot of love, a lot of authenticity, and it trickles down to coordinators, to position coaches, to teammates. And we're in Southern California. A lot of things, a lot of things. But everyone's just genuine, It's not, there's no, scheming really, you know what I mean? It's just football. You come here to play football.
What makes Coach, you say Coach Harbaugh's the best. What makes him that for you?
I think he's just very genuine. He loves football. He's a man of faith, and he's just very good at what he does. I think he's very good at. This is kind of similar to Coach Chris Peterson in college at University of Washington. He has a great intuition. With he's very in touch with how the team is, like the team's heartbeat, and he's also able to let the coordinators coordinate and coaches coach. So, he's like a very good manager too. He's a coach and he's also like a manager. So relationally, I think that's probably that way. But he also, like I said, he also loves ball. He knows ball really well. So.
And yeah, I just think what's down the road is the best to come. It's a great group of guys here, great staff here. I'm just excited to be a part of it.
It's almost like you can hardly wait, but you have to. You get rested, but you can hardly wait until next year.
Hardly wait, yeah. The football that's my life, That's my life, that's my pride and joy. So it's the game I love, and to be taken away from it early right now, it kind of hurts, but I'm going to be back better.
And I also know the empathy and the passion this team has and feels for those in our community who have been suffering with what's happened here lately.
Yes, yeah, my hearts are with them all. Stuff like that, it's devastating to hear. You're just you pray for those families, and you want to see them well, and it's very devastating, very tough. But I'm doing everything in my can with my people to try to make it right, to help them. And it's never easy.
Because sometimes it's hard to find words to describe a tragedy like this.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's tough. Natural disaster stuff like this happens, and makes you grateful for what you have. You tell your loved ones you love them more, because those families and friends like those, don't have that opportunity to. You just take it with a grain of salt. So, my hearts are with them.
And you said you and your teammates or others are going to try and do something to help in the community?
Relief, yes. I've already been in contact with some of my people who are, some creators are in the greater Los Angeles area, putting some meals and snacks together for those families who were impacted. Trying to get up there myself to go reach out and try to be available to anything they need. I know it's difficult times up there.
How did you feel like you played your first?
Yeah, I felt like I performed well. Did what I needed to do to help the team keep the standard that we had that was set by the other guys. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things that wish we were still playing.
And just as a linebacking group, just there was a couple, like you said, veterans, but also like Daiyan, for example, hadn't started in his career. How did that group kind of come together as the year went along?
Yeah, I think from the start, when we all started in OTAs and when Junior and Gene came in after the draft, we all kind of meshed really well. I think we're all kind of like-minded individuals in that aspect. And we hang out off the field and do stuff together as a unit. It's always we always want the best for each other and push each other and always helping each other and want to coach each other up inside the room and want the best. And so when one guy has success like Daiyan, we are happy for him, and we all know all the hard work that he's put in all offseason and all season. So when you see him go out there and excel and kind of get snubbed from Pro Bowls and All Pros, you're like, it kind of sucks, because as a group, the hard work that he's put in, and we're just super proud and happy for everybody in the room, especially him.
You're a pro, but you're also human. How would you describe just the preparation for this game last week with the fires and the disruption in your practice schedule?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a crazy thing, hectic. Shout out to all the firefighters and first responders who helped with everything and got everything under control. But yeah, like you said, you're human, so you worry about your family, you worry about your loved ones, you worry about your friends and all that kind of stuff that's going around. But just at the end of the day, you're a professional. You got to do your job and get stuff happening and just lock in. I think coaches did a great job as far as like the scheduling and all that kind of stuff. Just wasn't the outcome that we wanted.
Why does Coach Harbaugh's messaging work? Like on the outside, it may look a little cheesy, like for he's a jolly good fellow, and you know who's got it better than us. But it works though. Why does that?
It's because it's real. Like it's not fake. It's not a facade. It's not wishy-washy every day. Like it may be different. Every day is the same person. It's consistent. So you can respect somebody in the word that he carries because you know it means everything to him. His word is bond. So love that guy, and just super unfortunate for the way the season ended. Wish we could have done more for him, but just onwards and upwards, as he says, and kind of just keep pushing forward.
You know, the goal isn't just to make the playoffs, right? You have bigger goals than that. But this season, I mean, you surprised a lot of people. Not many people thought that this team would perform as well as it did. What do you take away just from the regular season and the success you had?
I think we surprised a lot of people on the outside, but like we didn't really surprise ourselves. We knew what we had on the inside of the building. We didn't reach all the goals that we wanted to reach, but we hit some goals that we did. So there's always good and always bad that you can look at through the season, and there's always ups and there's always downs. And I think if you look at the collective 18 games, especially the 17 regular season, we played really well, and I think there's a lot of good to take from that as a defense and as a team. And just super happy to be a part of it and blessed.